If you own a Nintendo Switch or just picked up a Switch 2, you need to know which games are going to eat your free time. This list covers 15 games that are genuinely hard to put down, some old, some brand new. Let's get into it. Balatro is a poker-based roguelike deck builder, and before you roll your eyes, no, you don't need to know poker to love this. You're dealt a hand of cards, and you pick which ones to play to hit a score target. Simple enough. But the real hook is the Joker cards. These are wild modifiers that completely change how your deck works. One Joker makes flushes worth insane points. Another multiplies everything by the number of cards you've played. You're constantly combining effects to build these ridiculous scoring machines. Each run is different, each deck feels different, and when a combo finally clicks, it's an absurd rush. Runs are short enough that you keep telling yourself, just one more. It's the kind of game that makes you miss your stop on the train and not even care. Donkey Kong Bananza is the first major 3D DK game since 1999. You play as Donkey Kong, who gets swept underground after an evil company called Voidco steals a bunch of Banandium gems from Ingot Isle. Down there, he teams up with a young girl named Pauline, whose singing voice can trigger ancient powers called Bananzas. These transform DK into different animals, like a bird that drops egg bombs, or a creature that speeds across water. The big mechanic here is destruction. Almost everything in the environment can be smashed, carved through, or torn apart. You're not just moving through levels, you're demolishing them to find secrets, fossils, and hidden paths. It feels like Super Mario Odyssey's DNA is all over this, but louder and more chaotic. The levels are underground biomes that get wilder the deeper you go, and digging through them never gets old. Blueprints is a puzzle game that's hard to describe without giving too much away. You're exploring a mysterious manor, and every day the layout of the house resets. You draft rooms from a set of cards and place them yourself to build the path you want to walk through. The goal is to find a hidden room, room 46, somewhere deeper in the house. What makes it gripping is how it rewards observation. You start noticing little details, a note here, a symbol there, and slowly the mystery of the manor starts to take shape. It's not a game that holds your hand at all. You're figuring things out on your own, and that feeling when something clicks is genuinely satisfying. Every run feels like progress, even when you don't reach your goal. It's patient, thoughtful, and the kind of game you think about when you're not playing it. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still one of the best multiplayer games ever made on a Nintendo platform. The original came out on Wii U, but the Switch version added more content, better battle mode, and every DLC track that followed. You're racing as Mario, Luigi, Bowser, and the rest on colorful courses full of boost pads, item boxes, and shortcuts. The item system is the spice of the whole thing. Blue shells, red shells, lightning bolts, star power. Races can flip in seconds, and everyone at the table knows it. 48 courses cover everything from city highways to anti-gravity mountain tracks and underwater stages. It's incredibly polished, runs at a steady frame rate, and works perfectly whether you're playing solo or with 4 people on one couch. If you've got a Switch and haven't played this, it's still essential. Inscryption is a deck-building card game that also happens to be a mystery thriller, and that combination is unlike anything else on Switch. You start in a dark cabin, playing a card game against a mysterious figure. The cards you use involve creatures, wolves, stoats, squirrels, and the mechanics revolve around sacrificing weaker cards to play stronger ones. But the game has layers. You can get up from the table and explore the cabin itself, solve puzzles, and uncover things that start to change what you think the game actually is. The story goes places that are genuinely unexpected, and the card gameplay evolves dramatically as you progress. It's one of those rare games where you truly don't know what's coming next. Dark, clever, and deeply replayable once you understand all of it. Hades is a roguelike action game where you play as Zagreus, the son of Hades, trying to escape the underworld. Every run, you fight through chambers of enemies using a weapon of your choice, a sword, a bow, fists, a gun, and along the way, you pick up boons from the Olympian gods that upgrade your abilities in different ways. Poseidon makes your attacks knock enemies into walls. Artemis gives you critical strikes. Ares adds damage over time. You're building a different character every run. When you die, and you will, you're back at the start, but the story keeps going. Characters remember what happened, relationships develop, and the world builds around your repeated attempts. The combat is fast and satisfying, the writing is sharp, and the combination of story progression and mechanical depth makes it nearly impossible to stop after just one run.
They absorbed my blow.
Slay the Spire is a deck-building roguelike where you climb a tower, fighting enemies by playing cards from a hand you build as you go. You pick one of several characters, each with their own card pool and playstyle. In every fight, you draw from your deck, manage energy, and try to kill things before they kill you. Between fights, you choose paths, pick up relics that passively change your build, and decide which cards to add or remove from your deck. The real game is deck building, figuring out which cards combo together and then trying to assemble that ideal hand. No two runs are alike, and the randomness is balanced enough that smart choices matter more than luck. It's the kind of game you'll play for 400 hours and still be figuring things out. Simple to learn, endlessly deep, and perfect for handheld play. Mario Kart World launched with the Switch 2, and it goes bigger than any Mario Kart before it. Instead of separate track menus, the entire world is one connected map. You drive between locations, and the tracks flow into each other without load screens. The new mechanics add a real skill layer. Rail grinding along power lines gives you speed boosts, wall riding lets you take vertical shortcuts, and Knockout Tour is a brand new mode where you race the checkpoints before the last place players get eliminated. It's the most exciting competitive mode Mario Kart has ever had. Races support up to 24 players online, and while that can get chaotic, when it works, it's electric. Free roam lets you explore the whole world at your own pace, hunting for stickers and secrets. The presentation is incredible. Tracks, music, and detail are all top tier. Mina the Hollower comes from Yacht Club Games, the people behind Shovel Knight, and it's built to look like a Game Boy Color game. 4 colors, pixelated, portable feeling, even on a big screen. You play as Mina, a skilled engineer and member of the Hollowers Guild, who arrives on a cursed island to help her friend Baron Lionel fix broken spark generators. Her ship gets wrecked by a sea monster, and from there, the real adventure begins. You pick a weapon at the start, daggers, a chain mace, or an explosive hammer, and each one changes how you fight. The standout mechanic is burrowing. Mina can dive underground at any moment to dodge attacks, cross gaps, and access hidden areas. It plays like a top-down classic Zelda, but with a Souls-like edge, aggressive healing, punishing bosses, and a combat system that rewards timing. Vampire Survivors looks like something you'd find on an old PC, but don't let that fool you. You pick a character, walk into a field of enemies, and your weapons fire automatically. Your only job is to move and survive as long as possible while enemies multiply into overwhelming swarms. Every couple of minutes, you level up and pick new weapons or upgrades. The magic happens when weapons evolve combine the right items, and you get transformations that turn the screen into pure chaos. It's the kind of game where you look up and realize 30 minutes have passed and you didn't notice. There's no pressure to be good at it, but there's always something new to unlock. Characters, stages, weapon evolutions, hidden items. It's a perfect couch game, a perfect handheld game, and it costs very little. Shockingly addictive for something so simple. The new Star Fox on Switch 2 came out June 2026, and it's a rebuilt version of Star Fox 64, the classic rail shooter where Fox McCloud leads his crew through the Lilat system to stop the mad scientist Andross. You're flying an R-wing through stages, locking onto enemies, dodging laser fire, and listening to your wingmates either help you or get in trouble. The remake completely overhauled the visuals and character designs, added new cutscenes and briefings between stages, and expanded the stage layouts. The branching path system is back. Do well on certain stages, and you unlock harder routes leading to different endings. It's a short game by modern standards, but it's dense with replay value as you try to find every path and see every stage. Fast, cinematic, and a solid reason to own a Switch 2 if you grew up loving this series.
What the? Something's wrong with my G diffuser. Max, use your boosters to catch up. SIO.
Stardew Valley is a farming RPG where you inherit a rundown farm, move to a small town, and start building a life. You plant crops, raise animals, fish, go mining, and get to know the townspeople, some of whom you can eventually date and marry. There's no pressure and no fail state. You play at whatever pace suits you. Days have a time limit, and you can only do so much before you sleep, which creates a satisfying loop of planning and execution. The mine goes deep and gets dangerous, offering a combat layer that breaks up the farming nicely. The town itself is full of characters with their own stories, schedules, and secrets that unfold over seasons. It's been out since 2016, and people are still playing it because there's always something new to work toward. Calming, rewarding, and genuinely hard to stop once you're invested in your farm. Celeste is a precision platformer where you play as Madeline, a young woman climbing a mysterious mountain called Celeste. She's running from something she doesn't fully understand, and the mountain seems to reflect that inner conflict back at her in strange ways. The gameplay is tight and demanding you run, jump, dash, and climb across short screens packed with obstacles. You'll die hundreds of times on a single section, but respawns are instant, so it never feels punishing. It just feels like practice. The game has an assist mode for anyone who wants a more relaxed experience, and optional B-side levels for people who want to suffer. What makes it memorable is how the story connects to the gameplay. The struggle to climb mirrors something real and human. The music is beautiful, and the writing is thoughtful. Pokémon Pokopia. You play as a Ditto who transforms into a human form to restore a world where humans and Pokémon have long been separated. The land is empty, and working alongside Professor Tangrowth, you build it back up, planting crops, crafting furniture, constructing homes, and attracting Pokémon to your growing town. As Pokémon join you, they teach you their moves, which you then use to change the environment. Bulbasaur's leafage grows grass. Lapras's surf lets you cross water. The loop is deeply satisfying and surprisingly emotional. Pokémon don't fight here. They live with you, work with you, and the world slowly blooms into something you're genuinely proud of. It's Animal Crossing meets Dragon Quest builders wrapped in a Pokémon shell, and it hit hard. A huge hit with everyone from longtime fans to people who never touched a Pokémon game. Hades 2. You now play as Melino, the daughter of Hades and sister of Zagreus, who is training under the witch Hecate to defeat the titan Kronos, the god of time, who has imprisoned Hades himself. The combat is faster and more layered than the original. You have access to more weapons, more boons from a wider cast of gods, and a new Arcana card system that lets you customize your passive abilities before each run. There are now 2 distinct underworld regions to fight through, each with their own enemies, hazards, and mini-bosses. The art direction is stunning. The writing is as sharp as ever, and the story, like the original, unfolds bit by bit through dialogue that reacts to what you've done. If you played the first Hades, this is everything you wanted more of. If you haven't, start there, then come straight here. Whether you're on the original Switch or the new Switch 2, there's something here for everyone. Drop a comment with which one you're playing right now, and subscribe if you want more lists like this. See you in the next one.